When I was a kid, and I had no game, I had no biz, I didn't know how to approach her or whatever, but I was really attracted to her and drawn to her. So I remember one day we was outside at recess, and it started sprinkling. It was like a gloomy day, and it started sprinkling. And there was like this lunch area, outside lunch area, like lunch tables. And she just had a shirt on, and she was sitting there with her arms crossed, right, all cold and shivering and shit. And I was like, oh, there's my opening, boy. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you know what I mean? I was a little kid, but I was like, I seen the shit in the movies and shit, right? So I was like, there's my opening. This is my chance, right? So I took off my sweater and I went over there to her, and I was so nervous and I was so fucking like, cause I never talked to a girl before, you feel me? So in my mind, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go over there and tell her, hi, whatever, you cold here, you can get the sweater, woo, woo, my name is Danny, woo, woo, can I get your number? All that, right, in my mind. It seemed like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. But when I got to her, she was sitting there like shivering, and she looked up at me, and I couldn't say shit, right? I was just lost for words. I just gave her my sweater and walked away. I just gave it to her and walked away, bro. So here, I pushed off, and then I pushed off, and my homies, like, they knew that I was gonna go do it. Like my friends at school, they knew I was gonna go do it, so they're all watching me. And so I didn't look at her. I was like going back to the homies and shit. They're all playing Foursquare, and they all look at me, and they're all laughing and shit. And then they're like, she put your sweater on, because I didn't turn around to see if she did or not. And they're like, she put it on. I said, did she? They're like, yeah, she did. And I turned around, looked, and she had my shit on, right? And I was like, hell yeah, that's what's up. And then like after that, like I got her attention, right? So now she would look at me, and I would look at her, and I would smile at her, she would smile at me, and then finally we just broke the ice and just started talking. And she ended up becoming my girlfriend, right? I was fourth grader, she was third grader. I stayed at that school until the fifth grade, and then I left. So we dated all the way to the end of the fifth grade, right? And then the summer, that summer of my fifth grade year, after between the fifth and sixth grade, that summer or whatever, that's when I ended up joining the gang and all that shit, right? And took off, started doing time, and never broke up with her, just left her. You know what I mean? Just disappeared on her, basically, right? I started doing time at the age of 10, started stuck in the system, whatever. Years later, I said about like over 20 years later, I reconnected with her on Facebook when I was in prison. I had a cell phone. She found me on Facebook and sent me a message, and I was just like tripping out, like, damn. I never thought I would ever hear from her ever again, type shit, right? And so we started chopping it up. Called her, and she told me, she's like, Danny, she's like, you were my first love, and I never stopped ever loving you. You know what I'm saying? Like, still just something special about you, type shit. But she was like, you completely broke my heart because you just disappeared. I mean, like, I heard stories about you. I heard that you were locked up, heard you got caught up, I heard you were doing hella time, this and that. But I always wondered about you because you just completely disappeared. And she's like, I'm happy though that I found you on Facebook or whatever, right? Asking her, like, what's up with you? Like, you know, it's been over 20-some years. Like, how did your life turn out? Like, I told her about myself. I was like, man, I've been gone. I've been in the system. This happened, that happened, and whatever, you know? And so she just heard me out, and I told her, like, what's up with you? Like how did your life turn out? Because I'm hoping in my heart that life turned out good for her, you know what I mean? And she found somebody that fucking swept her off her feet, and she got her house and picket fence with a dog and 2 kids, or whatever the fuck, right? And she told me, she's like, she been like through hella shit, disrespected by hella dudes, assaulted sexually and all that shit, and she ended up being pimped and shit, you know what I mean? And at the time when I was talking to her, she was working as an escort, you know? And it broke my heart because in my mind I just remember her as her from elementary, as her when we were kids, you know. And she told me like, you know, that lifestyle that she was living, she wasn't happy, you know, but she was just so caught up in it and couldn't break free from it, and she was just doing what she had to do to survive, you know. And you know, like if I had like a chance, like if God said like, I'll give you three people that you can save. If you can save them, you can save them and change their lives and not allow them to go through the shit that they have to go through. She would be somebody that I would tell God to save, you know, like don't allow her to experience that shit. You know, like